Hey guys, lately everybody seems to have done some videos on some sort of bending. I've seen bread bending, fire bending, water bending and stuff like that. So let me just introduce you to sculk bending. So I've made two pretty cool abilities. Let me just show you the abilities I made. So first is this Sonic or Sculk Storm. I'm gonna take creepers as examples. Yeah, just let me show you once more. That just wasn't so good of a space to show you. Yeah, so this is really what the Sculk Storm is all about. I think it looks pretty cool and it also does decent damage. So then we've also got, let me use Iron Golems instead, this thing here, which is a Sculk Smash, Sculk Ground Smash, whatever. And yeah, it really just one-shots every single entity in the game. And you also get to kind of spread this Sculk surface here. And let me quickly show you. Everything in a certain range is launched up if it's standing on Sculk here. It doesn't matter if it's this Sculk you placed or if it is some Sculk you placed earlier. However, these are pretty many command blocks, and if you don't want to type all of this, you can join my Patreon and you can get these structure files here to just copy into your world and you're good to go. The link is available in the video description and probably in a pinned comment. So first you want to add the tag Sculk B, which is short for Sculk Bender, to yourself. Press this button here, then you have the tag. And then you want to create a scoreboard that's called time, which is going to be needed for basically both abilities. Then press this button. Next, we want to add a small crouch detection, which is used for activation. So this is the first command block, which tests if you're crouching, and then this one tests if you're not crouching, and these apply and remove the according tag crouch accordingly. And yeah, well, then you've also got this one at the end of the chain, which removes the tag activated from every player which doesn't have the tag crouch. This really just makes sure that at least it's part of a system that makes sure that you can't just keep sneaking and have this ability be activated all over again. Sorry, that's the wrong command block. Then we've got this command block here, which tests if you have the tag crouch, don't have the tag activated, which is what I was just talking about, and if you have the tag Sculk Bender, which you also should have applied by now. And then it also tests if you are holding an Echo Shard in your maintenance slot. So if all of these requirements are met, it has you run a command that summons an armor stand, which is called Sculk Storm, at your position. So then we've got this command here, tests for all of the same stuff as the one before did, but this time it also plays a little sound to you, which has a pitch that's slightly altered, just to make it sound a bit higher, and then you get the tag activated. So really that's all for activation, and the rest of this command chain is just, you know, this actual storm. So every armor stand named Sculk Storm, actually every entity named Sculk Storm, but I think you don't have any non-armor stand entities named that way. Gain invisibility constantly, so it's just you can't see these armor stands. Then they also run a command that causes them to spin, and you need to copy this command block 2 times, otherwise it won't rotate fast enough. And if you just change this number here to be higher, then it looks a bit strange. It doesn't look so smoothly. So now we're moving on, and this has all the Sculk Storm armor stands run a particle command that just displays this one particle, a sonic boom particle. And also this Sculk Storm armor stand constantly plays a sound with a pitch that's altered and also a decreased volume. This doesn't have any delay ticks, not that it would matter because it's part of a chain, but yeah, I guess you get it. It's just kind of a little ambient sound, and I think it's pretty nice. So then we utilize the time scoreboard for the first time, because every armor stand named Skulkstorm, every entity actually named Skulkstorm again, gets 1 time each tick, that's 20 times a second, and with a time score of 100 or lifespan of 5 seconds, these armor stands cost themselves to teleport themselves into the void. This sentence probably was wrong. Yeah, whatever. Basically they just die. Actually, for this command block you need a small tick delay of 3. And yeah, this has this Skulkstorm running command that sounds other armor stands that are called Storm Projectile. And these armor stands are facing the Skulkstorm. Again, it's a tick delay of 3. If you want to shoot more projectiles, then decrease this delay. If you want to shoot less, increase it accordingly. And this also just plays a sound whenever a projectile is shot. Then each of these Storm Projectile armor stands that actually serve as projectiles, surprise surprise, teleports 0.5 blocks behind themselves each tick, and only it doesn't teleport through blocks. That's what this true is for. Just copy this command block, I think it was 1 time, yeah, and then it should move fast enough. So it also gets invisibility, because no one wants to see the projectile's armor stance. And also the projectiles run particle commands, which kind of is obvious because it wouldn't really look cool otherwise. So this is where it really gets interesting, because this is the part where the projectile applies damage. It just tests if there's an entity within 1.5 blocks that belongs to the mob family, and then applies 20 damage. And actually it is the entity applying the damage in this case. And obviously you can also change the damage to whatever you want. So then each Storm Projectile gets 1 time each tick. Again, that's 20 times a second. And once one of these projectiles has reached a time score of 40 or a lifespan of 2 seconds, it just dies instantly. So yeah, the next one is really just way easier, honestly. As well as commands. Let me just show you one more time. Alright, and then we can get into the actual commands. So this pretty much just tests for everything the other thing is tested for. That sentence sounded strange, whatever. And this time it tests if you have a Skulk vein in your main hand instead of an Echo Shard. And if that's the case, it has you run a command that causes you to fill this area here with Skulk, replacing grass. Sorry. So actually, there could be also other surfaces, and I just picked the most common ones to all replace. The next one is sand, the next one is stone, dirt, and I think that's it already. Yeah. Then this command here is, well, quite long of a command, but pretty much it just has all the entities test if you are standing nearby, and then it also decludes you from the list of entities that are pretty much affected. And yeah, the entities also test if the block below them is Skulk. Don't know if I've already said that. Whatever, and if all of these requirements they are met, then they get the tag Skulk. And yeah, this is just a little place on command that, again, plays a sound to you. This adds the tag activated to you after you've activated the ability. Then this is for all the entities with the tag Skulk, because as you could see, they also display particles, get levitation. If you want the entities to fly even further, then simply increase this levitation amplifier here, which was 31. Yeah. And then all these Skulk tagged entities get time, 1 a tick. And if one of these entities has lived for 1 second with the Skulk tag, then it summons an Ender Crystal, Ender Crystal, yeah, what the fuck am I saying? And if that Ender Crystal isn't enough to kill the entity, then it also just gets killed. So this one-shots a Warden, one-shots an Ender Dragon, and I just broke that command block. If you enjoyed this video already, you might also like the video linked on the screen right now, in which I made a working fire tornado projectile in Minecraft Bedrock.